and we've grown to this. I would also like to thank the dedicated team that come to Vegan Action Melbourne Outreach every week in Bourke Street. And of course, all the disruptions we've done in the last 1 to 2 years. One of my outreach team members, Anthony Saunders, has asked me to tell my story of how I became vegan. If you like, close your eyes, think of a tropical environment with white sand, palm trees and clear blue water. That's where I was. I was on a long holiday in the Philippines. I visited an island called Bohol. It's a holiday destination for tourists. I was walking along a road, minding my own business, when I heard a scream. It sounded like a 6-year-old little girl. It was spine-chilling. I instantly thought, I've got to help someone here. I took a few more steps and saw where the screams were coming from. I looked. Behind a house, 2 men were dragging a pig from his hole in the ground. They were holding an ear each, pulling with all their strength. The pig was screaming, fighting and struggling, digging his 4 feet into the dusty ground with sheer terror on his face. I froze. From thinking I was about to help a child, when the next 25 to 30 seconds has changed my life forever. I didn't know what to do. I knew I couldn't stop the men. This was normal. I realized they were going to kill the pig and eat him, as I had done so many times. The men dragged him to a 3rd man standing near the back of the house. I had no idea what was going to happen next. I was frozen on the spot. It was about 10 meters away only. When the men got to the 3rd guy, they flipped the pig onto his back. The 3rd man swiftly bent his knees and stabbed the pig in the throat. He stood up. The fountain of blood reached over 1 meter high. The pig was screaming through the blood leaving his little body. I was mortified. The killer turned and saw me looking. And in that moment, I realized I may as well be the man with the knife. The guilt came screaming up at me. All my life I'd said I was against animal cruelty and claimed that I love all animals. I was a hypocrite of the highest order, all in 30 seconds or less. And it's these 30 seconds that helped me realize that they are just like us in all the ways that matter. I had no idea what veganism was at this point. I'd only ever heard of it being referred to as a diet choice. And around 2 months later, I met an ex-workmate on Facebook. He'd been a vegetarian when we worked together. At the end of our chat, he said, "By the way, I'm vegan now. Check out my page." I'm so glad I did. I scrolled down for around 5 minutes, and what I saw in those videos was the same as when I saw the pig being murdered. Violence being inflicted onto innocent animals who were all trying to escape. I saw their struggle, their fight, and I heard their screams. I then realized that wrong does not become right, a lie does not become truth, and violence is not okay just because everyone else is doing it. I then declared myself vegan in 5 minutes, and every video I've seen is the same. It doesn't matter which country or which label is used, the animals, the victims, all react in the same way, the exact same way as you would. It doesn't matter how we exploit, treat and kill animals, it's the fact that we do. From that moment on, I learned what I had to. I was new to Facebook, eventually found Earthling Ed, Joey Carbstrong, and a great American activist called Chase Abior, and a few others. I drank in the information, the answers to stupid excuses. Then I saw an Earthlings Experience event, people with masks on, holding TVs, showing the public what happens to animals in slaughterhouses. I wanted to do this desperately, desperate to speak up for the victims that I had created. I felt a deep guilt. I'm of the generation that demanded the growth of factory farms. And around this time, I grew thankful that I had witnessed the murder of that pig. And it's this guilt and now determination that drives me today. After a short while, I found a local activist group and started my activism career. I then came back to Australia and joined AV with my help from John Kay sitting down there. By mid-21, I knew I had to start my own group. My friend Julia and I created Vegan Action Melbourne in September 2021. And on the first Saturday of January 2022, we had the first official VAM outreach event in Bourke Street Mall. Since then, we've grown, we've improved, we've worked with great activists like Tash Peterson, Stefania Ferrario, Peter, the AJP, the Save Movement, and Speciesism WTF in the UK. Vegan Action Melbourne has done around 60 store disruptions, including Kathmandu, David Jones, Adidas, Coles, Woolworths, McDonald's, KFC, Hungry Jack's, and the fur retailers, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Max Mara, Beluti, and Dior. We've collaborated with European and American activists in the worldwide anti-fur campaign before Christmas. Our disruption of Max Mara last year was recognised as one of the most effective, and soon after, Max Mara declared a fur-free policy. Quickly followed, keep it going, by Marc Jacobs, Anne Fontaine, Mark Antony. We are winning. They all declared a fur-free policy last year. There was more that I don't know about and I can't remember. 2 months after our collaboration with Peter at David Jones, their stores were targeted around the country in Sydney and other cities. David Jones announced a wild animal skin-free policy. And just 3 weeks ago, we all know about this one, Adidas announced a wild animal skin-free, a cancer will stop killing kangaroos. And a few days later, before they even got targeted, sports brand ASICS waved the white flag and said they will stop using kangaroo skins as well. We are winning, but we need everyone. This happens because of concentrated efforts by dedicated activists who really want to see change. VAM, Vegan Action Melbourne, has also become international with 2 vegan actions in the UK, Essex and Kent, doing the same actions that we do here. Thank you, Natalie and Alex. They're over at sleep at the moment. They're doing the same as we do, disruptions and outreach. But all this is only possible because of the contributions by my 2 great friends, Vic and Carl. Carl has brought a professional influence with his cool, calm outlook on life. And a special thank you to Vic for putting up with me stressing out and keeping my peace of mind, and some awesome video editing. And honest, Vic, I really do thank you, Vic. I reach out to you. Hopefully this day, today, inspires you all if you're not active. The animals need all of us. There's so much you can do. There's many groups here in Melbourne to join. There's probably more in Melbourne than the rest of Australia put together. There's the Save Movement run by Stace Lee. She was going to be doing a speech today, but she's had to pull out with an injury. But if you've never been to a vigil, it's a great way to start your activism career. Go to the slaughterhouses. She operates both sides of town, east, west and north. See the victims in their last hours, and then let that inspire you and bring it to the street. Bring it to your friends. Take the pictures, show your friends. We call it Meet Your Meat. Also in Melbourne, there's We the Free, run by Jot Singh and Faith Ross. Animals Community Truth with Doug Leith, he's here today. Farm Transparency Project, run by Kat Marshall. And AV is here in Melbourne and Geelong, run by Jessie Will and Tricky Oates, respectively. Tricky's doing a speech shortly. And of course, there's Vegan Action Melbourne with Carl, Vic and myself. If you're not confident about speaking to the public, then please get active online. But there's many other things you could do. There's chalking, stickering. You can get free stickers online, search for them. There's vegans out there making the stickers to send out to you guys, to put them on lampposts, on toilet walls, wherever you want to do it. There's so much work to be done because the animals, the victims, need each and every one of us to do something. And today is to remember the 100+ billion land animals and 2+ trillion sea lives taken each year for humans' greed. It has to end. Every injustice ends. This is the longest, the largest and the most violent, but sadly totally unnecessary. This is a day to unite. Put your differences aside. Let us join together to end the exploitation of non-human animals and end the animal holocaust now. If we don't demand justice, then who will? Change does not happen overnight, but the system will never change unless we stand up and fight for what is right. To the world, we are just crazy vegans, but to the animals, we are all they have. Be on the right side of history, be vegan,